Hello and welcome to Sharon Local History. This short video will introduce you to Sharon Historical Society's Carriage House, otherwise known as Farming Museum. It is right on the back of 16 High Street, and we recently reorganized it, and you can come and have a look during our open hours. So the Farming Museum is basically a collection of different tools and items from old farming days here in Sharon up to about 1930s. 80% of what people ate in Massachusetts came from farms, and Sharon was not an exception. There were many farms in Sharon. I recently calculated 23, and I'm still counting, but basically anybody really had a little farm. Even bankers or businessmen had a little farm with backyard chickens and pigs and also some basic garden. I just would like to show you how much stuff we have, and most of it we have description. All these items came from Sharon, and they include many different items from farming. It's pretty impressive to see some of them and realize that they didn't really evolve much. But many of the famous Sharon families owned lots of land. For example, Dr. Griffin owned over 350 acres, the Morse family owned 400 acres, and the Kendall family owned 2,000 acres. Here is an incredible timeline that was created years ago by Lee Cohen, a member of Boy Scouts Troop 95, as his Eagle Project service. He did excellent job. This exhibit includes a timeline representing an overview of the history of farming in Sharon, various examples of farm equipment and implements. Sharon Historical Society is very fortunate to own a carriage house like this, where we can store all these items and preserve them for future generations, where we can make them available for public to see, and we hope that you will pop by and visit. The center of the Farming Museum is a carriage house for carriage. This passenger wagon, as it used to be called, was purchased by Henry Kendall from Lard's Anderson collection, and guests of Kendall family were treated to tours around the Kendall estate in this incredible carriage. It probably comes from the end of 19th century, early 20th, so it's about 130, 140 years old. It is two-seated, so it was for four people. But just imagine that the Kendall family used to take their friends around their estate. I imagine they probably went also around the lake. So this is the end of the video. It's just brief introduction to our farming museum. Please do pop by during open hours and come visit. It is really lovely to admire all these artifacts and step back in the history a little. Thank you for watching Sharon Local History.